It should be so easy just to say, this is the truth. We live in a world that has become incredibly polarized, where it's us versus them. It's just become a tense fight between two different camps. We've forgotten what actually brings us together as human beings. I always get asked this question, why politics? When did it happen? So I come from a family of activism. My first kind of political activism was in 5th grade. I got all my classmates to make placards. Went on a protest. I was in huge trouble. My parents were called to come and fetch me. And it was only years later where my mom told me I was actually incredibly proud of you. I just happened to be an effective woman leader, sharing my opinions and not being afraid to share my opinions. I'm a person who lived in South Africa where racial, economic, cultural, social differences, a country with such a painful past. And I've seen firsthand how a British PR company, one of the biggest in the world, Bell Pottinger, came and ran a campaign based on disinformation. What that did was, in a country with a history of apartheid, it ignited those differences. I think it was the first kind of instance of a coordinated social media disinformation campaign where journalists' photos were manipulated, where fake news publications were made up. When the story of who ran this campaign came out, South Africans united and came together and said, no, you will not divide us. There are moments in time when your country is in deep trouble, where your divisions don't matter. It was a moment of rare unity. What I did was find a way to hold Bell Pottinger accountable. In 2014, at 31, I was elected a member of parliament. I presented the case on behalf of South Africa. They were found to have violated the code of conduct. 2 weeks later, they shut shop. So I basically toppled one of the biggest PR firms in the world. What I'm working on now is electoral disinformation. I want to go into elections around the world and put systems in place that identify disinformation. You need to understand why people believe what they believe. I set up projects like that, monitor disinformation, combat it. It's really to foster a sense of activism in people in countries, standing up and saying, I don't want to be lied to. I think it's absolutely possible to get the world back on track. I am very optimistic about the world. I remain optimistic. I have to be optimistic. I think things can improve, but we all need to stand up and do what we can, where we can.